Hello, viewers. Welcome to Parties Extra. We're here at Trochta's Greenhouse and Flowers to visit with Cathy Blair. She's a designer here, and she is the one who has done all of our beautiful arrangements for News OK's Parties Extra. Hey, Cathy. Welcome.
Thank you, Helen. I'm happy to be here.
Well, you're really great at what you do. So tell us how you got started.
Well, actually, I started working at Trochta's back in the 70s, and I was hired just to answer the telephone and wait on the front because I really didn't know anything about flowers. I was very young. And so they just started teaching me and learned by watching other designers and just picked it up and stayed in the business, enjoy it, love it, and I've just been doing it ever since.
And you know what you like, too. So what if somebody were going to send you an arrangement, what would you want?
Well, I love orchids, roses, hydrangeas, anything really. There's really not a flower that I really don't like.
You like to do weddings, and you also like to do funerals. Tell us about that.
Well, I do like to do the casket pieces, and it gives me a lot of pride and joy because that is the last thing that you get to do for someone, and I think that's very important. And it's I think it makes the family feel better when they see a really pretty casket piece up on the casket.
And just last weekend, you all did a very wonderful wedding at the Oklahoma City Golf and Country Club, and I think you used flowers. You may have an arrangement here. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, in the Great Hall, it was all white flowers, hydrangeas and roses and stock, which is really absolutely gorgeous. And they had made this big base for the cake, and it was about 10 inches tall, and then the cake sat on top of that. And that was just something a little different that we haven't done. And I think it was one of the prettiest weddings we have done. We do a lot of different types, but when they opened the door, in the other rooms, we did just a lot of jewel tone colors using orchids and roses and zinnias. So it was really striking to have each room a little different. And in Harry's bar, we made it look more New Orleans style with lanterns. And so it's really kind of neat to have each room a little different.
And you like those jewel tones, too. Is that right?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the colors are the deep
reds, burgundies, oranges, gold colors, and you can get that in just about any flower, your hydrangeas, roses, orchids, dahlias. So it does make a pretty centerpiece. And we also used different size of vases. We used tall silver vases. We used candelabras, silver candelabras, tall urns. So it
wasn't all the same thing?
No, it wasn't all the same thing. They were all, each table, we had like 5 different types of arrangements, sizes and styles in there. So it made it very striking.
So, Cathy, do you use different kinds of containers, or do you always use all the same kind of containers, or do you just what do you use here?
We have several different types of containers, vases that we use, and a lot of the brides do want something that I want all the same type of arrangement. So you can go with 3 or 5 different styles of arrangements on the tables, and it's very striking when you walk in and see that.
Awesome. Well, anything else you want to tell us about arranging? Any secret tips that we could have?
A lot of times if you try to figure out, want something to do, look at a magazine and see what's current, and that helps. If you don't know what you really want, come into the flower shop and we'll help you choose what take you in the ice box, the greenhouse, and help you pick out just the exact thing that you would like to have for your party or special occasion.
We love all your flowers. We think they're fabulous, and we just thank you so much for all your arranging and all the hard work that you do. Thanks, and thanks for letting us come to Trochta.